Hi there, this is the Lasko ceramic tower heater with digital display and remote control. I think this is a really good heater for the price, given that it was only about $50, give or take. And it has some features that my old heater, which looked like this, simply did not have. My old heater just had sort of three different power levels and high and low and stuff like that, but it didn't have a thermostat or it didn't have a timer, whereas this Lasko heater has both of those. In addition, this Lasko heater has a remote control as well, as you can see here, and the remote control can do everything that the heater controls can do, so that's really nice. So I was looking for something that was relatively inexpensive, that had a timer, and that also had a thermostat control on it as well, and this heater really does fit the bill. So let's go through some of the controls on it so you can get a sense of how it operates. The first thing is when you first turn it on, it'll tell you the temperature that it is in the room on the top display there. And then you can, if you want to use it in thermostat mode or in automatic mode, you can simply set it so that you see the A right there and then set the temperature that you want. Like 71 degrees for instance. Granted, the beeping every time you press the button is a little bit annoying, but it does give you some feedback to let you know that you have pressed the button. Then it has a high or low settings here in terms of whether you want it on full, I think it's 1500 watt power or low power. But the automatic mode only works in the high setting. So if you want to use the automatic mode, it must be in the high setting. This right here is just the on and off power switch. This right here is the oscillation mode, so if you press that you can see that it begins to oscillate. And the thing that I've really noticed is that this does heat up the room quite fast, so if it's kind of cold in your office or bedroom and you want to get some heat, this is a good heater for that. It's not really meant to take the place of central heating, but it is meant to supplement it, so you can, for instance, turn off the main house heater so you're not running your whole house heater, and then close the doors to the room that you're in, and then just use this to heat the room, to save on your energy bills that way. Let me go ahead and turn the oscillation mode off. And then this button on the very left is the timer button, so you can set it to automatically turn off in an hour all the way up to 8 hours. So that's a really nice feature. So if it's really cold in the room and I just want to heat up the room, I will simply turn it on and have it set to turn off automatically in an hour, and that generally does the job for me. But if it's a really cold night or day, you can certainly set it to auto mode and set a temperature that you want, and it will keep the room that temperature. So for instance, I have it set to 71 right now. It's going to go ahead and keep the heater on until the room reaches 71 and then just automatically shut off. Then it'll automatically turn on again when it gets cold. So it has quite a lot of features for the price, and again, this heater was really only about 50 bucks or something, so I think it was a good deal. Now I have read some reviews saying that it breaks after a couple of years and stuff like that, so that is something to be aware of. But at that price, even if it does break in a couple of years or whatever, I think it was still worth it for as far as I'm concerned. It does have a fan in it, and the fan isn't really very loud, and it really works well for a small little space heater. And I would say it's about 3 feet tall, something like that, so it's not real huge. And that was another consideration for me too. I wanted something relatively small that in the summertime or when I'm not using a heater, I can actually just stow this away in a closet very easily, and it doesn't take up too much floor space at all. I do need to let you know that even when off, this heater does draw a little over 2 watts in power. So if you're not going to be using it for a long period of time, you may want to unplug it. And I believe the reason why it does have that vampire draw is so that the remote control receiver can always be on. If you want to use the remote, you can power it on and control it from across the room and stuff like that. But so all in all, I really do like this heater and recommend it for the price of about $50. You can even find it less sometimes online at places such as Amazon and eBay. This is the Lasko remote control ceramic tower heater with digital display. As always, if you have any questions or comments, please feel free to leave them, and I'll see you in my next video.